I'm Dr. Cynthia Williams Phelps, and I'd like to invite you to join me in this multi-part series on teaching the elements and concepts of music. These teaching demonstrations are perfect for basic music skills courses, beginning music education methodology classes, as well as general education courses. In this video series, you can expect to gain more insight into a variety of ways of presenting the elements and concepts of music, as well as ways to engage your students more fully in critical thinking and reflective practices. So our first video in this elemental exploration series is a deep dive into rhythm. What you can expect. When you are presenting this information to your students, provide opportunities for them to know what they can expect from the lesson. They'll be able to draw upon their existing knowledge of rhythm, deepen their understanding of concepts, differentiate between beat, rhythm patterns, and making beats, and they'll be able to design and demonstrate their own rhythm patterns. Take an opportunity for your students to brainstorm what they already know. Make this student-centered. Let them bring their knowledge to the table. So have them write down everything they know about rhythm. When we are exploring the elements of music, basically there are 5 main areas: rhythm, pitch, texture, design, and expression, and these can be labeled in a variety of ways, but for this series we are going to use these labels of rhythm, pitch, texture, design, and expression. Next, provide an opportunity for your students to deconstruct their understanding and knowledge of rhythm. So beat is an underlying pulse, meter is the organization of beats, duration is the length of sound, rhythm patterns are a combination of long and short sounds and silences, and pitch plus rhythm is melody. Strong and weak patterns create duple meter. Strong, weak patterns are triple meter. Meter is the result of strong and weak patterns, and a steady beat is central to musical unity. So find ways for them to discover these things without giving them the definitions immediately. Provide opportunities for them to explore and make these discoveries. So when we are looking at rhythm patterns, we're thinking about ways to create, notate, and perform. So in traditional notation, of course, we're using the staff, the time signature, measures, bar lines, note values, and you can provide your students with examples of traditional notation versus of alternative ways of notating. This includes percussion charts and body percussion. Body percussion is often used in ORTH methods, so if you're presenting this kind of lesson to your methodology courses, you want to make sure that you're including some kind of percussion charts and examples of body percussion. An alternative to traditional notation is a rhythm chart example with a variety of instruments. Anyone, whether they have any kind of musical background or not, can participate in this kind of music making. This applies to found sounds and word phrases, as well as using icons and symbols to represent rhythmic notation. So in the music industry, the idea of making beats is the process of creating a backing track for a vocalist, usually a rapper, and A good beat maker is critical in hip hop music because the beat sets the groove. And this kind of making beats and looping beats is often used in a variety of hip hop and pop music. So when we're thinking about rhythmic notation and the use of rhythm, keep in mind the global music perspective. Many cultures have a rich tradition of being rhythm driven, such as in African cultures and Latin American cultures, and thinking about how this has had an impact and influence on American music culture through diverse traditions and rich musical traditions. You always want to make sure that you are providing the students an opportunity to create, to perform, and then the opportunity for them to respond. So provide them with a method for composition, and it's their choice. Percussion chart, they can use word phrases, thinking about found sounds, maybe take a trip outside and gather a word bank of sounds that they hear in their environment. Perhaps they want to compose with a rhythm grid or even a beatmaker app. Then they will choose their performance method with instruments, found objects such as paper and pencil, or tapping on their desk, or keys, or noises, sounds on their phone. Body percussion. After they've had time to create and practice and perform their compositions as a group or individually, then provide time for them to describe their artistic process. So tell us why you chose the composition and performance methods, instruments, and rhythm patterns that you did. And what does that mean to you? And how does that impact the knowledge that you already brought to the table about rhythm? As you are closing and wrapping up your lesson, provide opportunity to recap what you've done. Today we explored the elements and concepts of rhythm. We shared our knowledge of rhythm collaboratively. We examined the processes for rhythm patterns. We also explored cultural connections, and we had the opportunity to create, perform, and respond to our rhythmic compositions. One final tip, one final suggestion: rather than ask, do you have any questions? Provide the opportunity and pose the question, what questions do you have? That opens up the door for students to have a conversation and dialogue about what questions they may still have about this process. If you would like more information and ideas about critical thinking and reflective practice and student-centered practices in your own teaching, please check out my website, Dr. Cynthia Williams Phelps, and contact me for more information. Thank you.